The time right now, it is 4:12 on this Wednesday morning, and it is a little a little tricky out there, I should say, Pete. You know, it's hard for me to say because I have such a short distance that it wasn't that bad, but I could tell when I went to my car this morning, you know.
I'll tell you this much, Lisa. The conditions, at least just being outside compared to just 2 hours ago, is better. Number one, it's not really doing as much. It's kind of just, I don't even know what you would call this, very, very light intermittent mix. When it was coming down harder, it was coming down in glops of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. And if you look behind us, here's the weather deck table here. We've got about 3/4 of an inch of
Slush?
Yeah, slop. I mean, it's like that, which when it gets compressed like that on the roads, and if the plows haven't been out, that's slippery.
I did see the plows out when I was driving in Syracuse.
Well, and you know what? There are going to be more plows out since I was coming into work at 1:45. So, here's the deal. If you're on a road that has either been plowed or treated once or not at all, it's going to be very, very tricky. But through the course of the next several hours as we're on the air and during this morning, all those plows are going to be out and about and improving the conditions across the area. Let's see the details. And I wanted to show you this map. The map I actually showed you during the first weather only had 1 or 2 mistakes. It was just I forgot to delete a couple of towns and one accumulation. But basically, what I've noticed is most lower elevations have had anywhere from about a half to an inch of that gloppy, sloppy mixture. Highest elevations have seen up to about 3 inches, like you see in Atisco. And really, and we talked about this yesterday, elevation makes all the difference here. And you can see the topography, right? So you're up and down, up and down. So you figure you're on a hilltop, you probably have 3 inches of sloppier snow, and maybe down in the valleys, you're more like a half an inch to an inch. So be very careful this morning. Here's a look at what live triple Doppler radar is showing you. Put some temperatures on here too. We're ranging from as cold as about 29 or 30 at the higher hill towns to about 34 or 35 at lower elevations. Now the heaviest precipitation, we talked about this up here up in the North Country, this is what was over the immediate thruway corridor in central New York about 2 hours ago. Now it's shifted to the north, and it will continue to push north. So the worst current conditions are likely over the North Country, and that will continue to move north. So what will likely happen is the worst weather up north over the next 3 hours or so will move further to the north and out of the area across the North Country over the next several hours. For the rest of central New York, it should be much lighter precipitation, intermittent light, rain, sleet, snow. And then during the midday and afternoon, I think over western New York, a batch of steadier rain and wet snow should move in. It's going to be dreary and drab today, windy this morning, diminishing winds this afternoon. New accumulations are negligible for most folks most of the day. However, watch for some slick spots this morning, and I think it's possible by later this afternoon over the hill towns of central New York, we might be able to drag together another inch, inch and a half, 2 inches, while those of you either traveling to or going to Penn Yan, Steuben County, or in southwestern New York might be able to get 2 or 3 inches of new wet snow today. We look ahead to tonight. Further snow showers and flurries are likely. We're expecting anywhere from a trace to a coating to 1.5 inches for lower elevations to maybe as much as 2 or 3 inches over higher terrain tonight. And we're in and out of lighter snow showers Thursday night, Friday, and still some renegade flurries and getting colder for the upcoming weekend, down into the 20s for highs. If we do have school closings and delays, you can get them on CNYCentral.com, and you can get those on your mobile phone. Download a free mobile app for CNY Central, available for Apple and Android devices, and it's free. Back inside.